Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Leviticus 19 to 24, Proverbs 22, and Psalm 89. Let's get started. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Say to all the congregation of the people of Israel and say to them, You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Every one of you shall revere his mother and his father, and you shall keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Do not turn to idols or make for yourselves any gods of cast metal. I am the Lord your God. And when you offer a sacrifice of peace offerings to the Lord, you shall offer it so that you may be accepted. It shall be eaten the same day you offer it, or on the day after, and anything left over until the third day shall be burned up with fire. And if it is eaten at all on the third day, it is tainted, and it will not be accepted. And everyone who eats it shall bear his iniquity, because he has profaned what he is holy to the Lord, and that person shall be cut off from his people. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap the field right up to its edge, neither shall you gather the gleanings after your harvest. And you shall not strip your vineyard bare, neither shall you gather the fallen grapes of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and for the sojourner. I am the Lord your God. You shall not steal. You shall not deal falsely. You shall not lie to one another. You shall not swear by my name falsely, and so profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. You shall not oppress your neighbor or rob him. The wages of a hired worker shall not remain with you all night until the morning. You shall not curse the deaf or put a stumbling block before the blind, but you shall fear your God. I am the Lord. And you shall do no injustice in court. You shall not be partial to the poor or defer to the great. In righteousness shall you judge your neighbor. You shall not go around as a slanderer among the people. You shall not stand up against the life of your neighbor. I am the Lord. You shall not hate your brother in your heart, and you shall reason frankly with your neighbor, lest you incur sin because of him. You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. You shall keep my statute. You shall not let your cattle breed with a different kind. You shall not sow your field with two kinds of seed, nor shall you wear a different garment of cloth made of two kinds of material. If a man lies sexually with a woman who is a slave, assigned to another man and not yet ransomed or given her freedom, distinction shall be made. And he shall not be put to death, because she was not free. But he shall bring his compensation to the Lord, to the entrance of the tent of meeting. And he shall bring his a ram for a guilt offering, and the priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the guilt offering before the Lord for a sin that he has committed, and he shall be forgiven for the sin that he has committed. When you come into the land and plant any kind of tree for food, and you shall regard its fruit as forbidden. 3 years it shall be forbidden to you, it must not be eaten. And in the 4th year all its fruit shall be holy, an offering of praise to the Lord. And in the 5th year you may eat of its fruit, to increase its yield for you. I am the Lord your God. You shall not eat any flesh with the blood in it. You shall not interpret omens or tell fortunes. You shall not round off any hair on your temples or mar the edges of your beard. You shall not make any cuts on your body for the dead or tattoo yourselves. I am the Lord. Do not profane your daughter by making her a prostitute, lest the land fall into prostitution, and the land become full of depravity. You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Do not turn to mediums or necromancers. Do not seek them there, and so make yourselves unclean by them. In the name of the Lord your God, you shall stand up before the Lord, before the very head, and honor the face of an old man. And you shall fear your God. I am the Lord. When a stranger sojourns with you in your land, you shall not do any wrong. You shall treat the stranger who sojourns with you as a native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you are strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. You shall do no wrong in judgment, in measures of length or width or weight or quantity. You shall have just balances, just weights, and just effort, and a just hin. And I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. You shall observe all my statutes and all my rules, and do them. I am the Lord. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Say to the people of Israel, any one of the people of Israel, or of the strangers who sojourn in Israel, who gives any of his children to Moloch, shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones, and I myself will set my face against that man, and cut him off from among my peers' people, because he has given one of his children to Moloch, to make my sanctuary unclean, and to profane my holy name. And if the children of the people of the land do at all close their eyes to that man, who only gives one of his children to Moloch, and do not put him to death, then I will set my face against that man, man and against his clan, and will cut them off from among his people. Him and all who follow him in whoring after Moloch. If a person turns to mediums and necromancers, whoring after them, I'll set my face against that person and will cut him off from among his people. Consecrate yourselves, therefore, and be holy, for be holy, for for I am the Lord. Keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord who sanctifies you. For anyone who curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. And he has cursed his father or his mother. His blood is upon him. If a man commits adultery with his wife and his name, both the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. If a man lies with his father's wife, he has uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. If a man lies with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death, as they have committed perversion. Their blood is upon them. If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed abomination. He shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. If the man takes a woman and another person, it is depravity. He and they shall be burned with fire. That there may be no depravity among you. If a man lies with an animal, he shall surely be put to death, and he shall kill the animal. If a woman approaches any animal and lies with it, he shall kill the woman and the animal, and they shall surely be put to death. And their blood is upon them. If a man takes a sister, a daughter of his father or a daughter of his mother, and sees her nakedness, she sees his nakedness, and is a disgrace, and they shall be cut off from the side of the children of their people. He has uncovered his sister's nakedness, and he shall bear his iniquity. If a man lies with a woman during her menstrual period and uncovers her nakedness, he has made naked her fountain, and she has uncovered the fountain of her blood. Both of them shall be cut off from among the people. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister or of your father's sister, for that is to make naked one's relative. They shall bear their iniquity. If a man lies with his uncle's wife, he has uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin. They shall die childless. If a man takes his brother's wife, it is impurity. He has uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be childless. You shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my rules, and do them. That the land where I am bringing you to live may not vomit you out. You shall not walk in the customs of the nation that I am driving out before you. For they did all these things, and therefore I detested them. And I have said to you, you shall inherit the land, and I will give it to you to possess, a land flowing with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, who has separated you from the peoples. You shall therefore separate the clean beast from the unclean, and the unclean bird from the clean. You shall not make yourselves detestable by beast or by bird or by anything with which the ground crawls, which I have set apart for you to hold unclean. You shall be holy to me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have separated you from the peoples, that you should be mine. A man or a woman who is a medium or a necromancer shall surely be put to death. They shall be stoned with stones, their blood shall be upon them. And the Lord said to Moses, and speak to the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say to them, no one shall make himself unclean for all the dead among his people, except for his closest relatives, his mother, his father, his son, his daughter, or his brother, or his virgin sister. He shall not make himself unclean as a husband among his people, and so profane himself. And he shall not make bald patches on their heads, nor shave off the edges of their beards, nor make any cuts on their body. They shall be holy to their God, and not profane the name of their God. For they offer the Lord's food offerings, the bread of their God. Therefore they shall be holy. They shall not marry a prostitute, nor a woman who is demeaned and defiled. Neither shall they marry a woman divorced from her husband. For the priest is holy to his God. You shall sanctify him, for he offers the bread of your God. You shall be holy to you, for I, the Lord who sanctify you, am holy. And the daughter of any priest, if she profanes herself by warring, profanes her father, she shall be burned with fire. The priest who is chief among his brothers, on whose head the anointing oil is poured, and who is being consecrated to wear the garments, shall not let the hair of his head hang loose, nor tear his clothes. He shall not go into any dead bodies, nor make himself unclean, even for his father or for his mother. He shall not go out of the sanctuary. lest he profane the sanctuary of his God, or his consecration of the anointing oil of his God is on him. I am the Lord, and he shall take a wife in her virginity. A widow or a divorced woman, or a one who has been defiled, or a prostitute, these he shall not marry. And he shall take as his wife a virgin of his own people, that he may not profane his offspring among his people. For I am the Lord who sanctifies him. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron, saying, None of your offspring throughout their generations who has a blemish may approach to offer the bread of his God. No, for no one who has a blemish shall draw near, a man blind or lame, or one who has a mutilated face or a limb too long, or a man who has an injured foot or an injured hand, or a hunchback or a dwarf, or a man or with a defect in his side, or an itching disease, or scabs, or crushed testicles. No man of the offspring of Aaron the priest who has a blemish shall come near to offer the Lord's food offerings. Since he has a blemish, he shall not come near to offer the bread of his God. He may eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy things, but he shall not go through the veil or approach the altar, because he has a blemish, that he may not profane the sanctuaries. For I am the Lord who sanctifies them. So Moses spake to Aaron and to his sons and to all the people of Israel. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, so that they abstain from the holy things of the people of Israel, which they dedicate to me, that they do not profane my holy name. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. None of the offspring of Aaron who has a leprous disease or a discharge may eat of the holy things until he is clean. Whoever touches anything that is unclean through contact with a dead or a man who has had an emission of semen, and whoever touches a swollen thing by which he may be made unclean, or a person from whom he may take uncleanness, whatever his uncleanness may be, the person who touches such a thing shall be unclean until the evening, and shall not eat of the holy thing unless he has bathed his body in water. When the sun goes down, he shall be clean, and afterward he may eat of the holy things, because they are his food. He shall not eat what dies of itself or is torn by a beast, and so make themselves unclean by it. I am the Lord. They shall therefore keep my charge, lest they bear sin for it, and die thereby when they profane. I am the Lord who sanctifies them. And any person shall not eat of the holy thing. No foreign guest of the priest or hired worker shall eat of any of the holy things. Now, if a priest buys a slave as property for money, the slave may eat of it, but anyone born in his house may eat of his food. If a priest's daughter marries a layman, and she shall not eat of the contribution of the holy things. Now, if a priest's daughter is widowed or divorced and has no child and returns to her father's house, as in her youth, she may eat of her father's food, yet no lay person shall eat of it. And if anyone eats of the holy thing unintentionally, he shall add the fifth of its value to it and give the holy thing to the priest. And they shall not profane the holy things to the people of Israel, which they contribute to the Lord, and so cause them to bear iniquity and guilt by eating their holy things. For I am the Lord who sanctifies them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons and all the people of Israel, and say to them, When anyone of the house of Israel or of the sojourners in Israel presents burnt offering as his offering for any of their vows or freewill offerings that they offer to the Lord, if it is accepted for you, it shall be of male without blemish, or of the bulls, or the sheep, or the goats. You shall not offer anything that has a blemish, for it will not be acceptable for you. And when anyone offers a sacrifice of peace offerings to the Lord to fulfill a vow, or as a free will offering from the head of the flock, to be accepted, it must be perfect. There shall be no blemish in it. Animals blind or disabled or mutilated, or having a discharge or an itch or a scab, you shall not offer to the Lord, or give them to the Lord as a food offering on the altar. You may present a bull or a lamb that has the power too long or too short for a free will offering, but for a vow offering it cannot be accepted. Any animal that has its testicles buried or crushed or torn out or cut, you shall not offer to the Lord. You shall not do it within your land. Neither shall you offer as the bread of your God any such animal gone for a foreigner. Since there is a blemish in them because of their mutilation, they will not be accepted for you. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, an ox or a sheep or goat is born, it shall remain 7 days with its mother. And from the eighth day on it shall be acceptable as a food offering to the Lord. You shall not kill an ox or a sheep, only in 1 day. And when you sacrifice it, a sacrifice of thanksgiving to the Lord, you shall sacrifice it so that you may be accepted. It shall be eaten on the same day. You shall leave none of it until morning. I am the Lord. So you shall keep my commandments and do them. I am the Lord. And you shall not profane my holy name, that I may be sanctified among the people of Israel. I am the Lord who sanctifies you, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord. The Lord spake to Moses, saying, say to the people of Israel, and say, these are the appointed feasts of the Lord that you proclaim, and you shall proclaim as holy convocations. These are my appointed feasts. 6 days shall work be done. On the seventh day is the Sabbath of solemn rest, a holy convocation. And you shall do no work. It is a Sabbath to the Lord in all your dwelling places. These are the appointed feasts of the Lord, the holy convocation, which you shall proclaim at the time appointed for them. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at twilight, it is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread to the Lord. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work. You shall present a food offering to the Lord for 7 days. On the seventh day is a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land that I give you and reap its harvest, you shall bring the sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest. And you shall wave the sheaf before the Lord, so that you may be accepted. On the day after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave. And on the day when you wave the sheaf, you shall offer a male lamb a year old without blemish as a burnt offering to the Lord. And the grain offering with it shall be 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, a food offering to the Lord, with a plate of wine, and the drink offering with it shall be of wine, 1/4 of a hin. And you shall eat neither bread nor grain parched or fresh until this day, and until you have brought the offering of your God. It is a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. You shall count 7 full weeks from the day after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf or the weight of the wave offering. You shall count 50 days to the day after the 7th Sabbath. And you shall present a grain offering of new grain to the Lord. So you shall bring from your dwelling places 2 loaves of bread to be weighed, made of 2/10 of an ephah. And it shall be of fine flour, and you shall be baked with leaven, as first fruits to the Lord. And you shall present with the bread 7 lambs a year old, without blemish, and 1 bull from the herd and 2 rams. It shall be a burnt offering to the Lord, and the grain offering and the drink offering, and a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord. And you shall offer, and the priest shall wave them as with the bread of the first fruits as a wave offering before them. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. You shall make a proclamation on the same day. You shall hold a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work. It is a statute forever in all your dwelling places throughout your generations. And when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap your field right up to its edge, nor shall you gather the gleanings after your harvest. And you shall leave them for the poor and for the sojourner. I am your God. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall observe a day of solemn rest, a memorial proclaimed with blasts of trumpets, and a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work. You shall present a food offering to the Lord. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, now on the 10th day of the 7th month is the day of atonement. It shall be for you a time of holy convocation. And you shall afflict yourselves and present a food offering to the Lord. And you shall not do any work on this very day, for it is a day of atonement, to make atonement for you before the Lord before the Lord your God. For whoever is not afflicted on that very day, shall be cut off from his people. And whoever does any work on that very day, that person I will destroy from among his people. You shall not do any work. It is a statute forever throughout your generation, in all your dwelling places. It shall be to your Sabbath of solemn rest. You shall afflict yourselves. On the 9th day of the month, beginning at evening, and from evening to evening shall you keep your Sabbath. And the Lord spake to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel, saying, On the 15th day of the 7th month, and for 7 days is the feast of booths to the Lord. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work. 7 days you shall present a food offering to the Lord. On the 8th day you shall behold a holy convocation, and present a food offering to the Lord. It is a solemn assembly. You shall not do any ordinary work. These are the appointed feasts of the Lord, which you shall proclaim as times of holy convocation, for presenting to the Lord food offerings, burnt offerings and grain offerings, sacrifices and drink offerings, each on its proper day. Besides the Lord's Sabbaths, and besides your gift, and besides all your vow offerings, and besides all your freewill offerings, which you give to the Lord. On the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the produce of the land, you shall celebrate the feast of the Lord 7 days. And on the first day shall be solemn rest, and on the 8th day shall be solemn rest. And you shall take on the first day the fruit of splendid trees, branches of palm trees, and boughs of leafy trees, and willows of the brook. And you shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. You shall celebrate it as a feast to the Lord for 7 days. And it is the statute forever throughout your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths for 7 days. All native Israelites shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the people of Israel. People of Israel dwell in booths until when I brought them up out of the land of Egypt. And I am the Lord your God. Thus Moses declared to Israel the appointed feast of the Lord. The Lord spake to Moses, saying, And command the people of Israel to bring you pure oil from the and olive for the lamp, that a light may be burning regularly. And I signed the veil of the testimony and the tent of meeting. And Aaron shall arrange it from evening to morning, before the Lord regularly. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. You shall arrange the lamps on the lampstand and pure gold before the Lord regularly. You shall take fine flour and bake 12 loaves from it. And 2/10 of an ephah shall be in each loaf. And you shall set them in 2 piles, 6 in a pile, on the table of pure gold before the Lord. And you shall put pure frankincense on each pile, that it may go with the bread as a memorial portion and as a food offering to the Lord. Every Sabbath day Aaron shall arrange it before the Lord regularly. It is from the people of Israel as a covenant forever, and it shall be for Aaron and for his son and his sons, and he shall eat it in a holy place, since it is for him a most holy portion out of the Lord's food offerings. It is a perpetual due. And for an Israelite woman's son, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the people of Israel. And the Israelite woman's son and a man of Israel fought in the camp. And the Israelite woman's son blasphemed the name and cursed. Then they brought him to Moses. His mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Dibri, the tribe of Dan. And they put him in custody till the will of the Lord should be clear to them. Then the Lord spake to Moses, saying, Bring out of the camp the one who cursed, and let all who heard him lay their hands on his head, and let all the congregation stone him. And speak to the people of Israel, saying, Whoever curses his God shall bear sin. Whoever blasphemes the name of the Lord shall surely be put to death. All the congregation shall stone him. The sojourner as well as the native, when he blasphemes the name, shall be put to death. And whoever takes a human life shall surely be put to death. And whoever takes an animal's life shall make it good, life for life. If anyone injures his neighbor, as he has done, it shall be done to him. Fracture for fracture, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, whatever injury he has given a person, shall be given to him. Whoever kills an animal shall make it good, and whoever kills a person shall be put to death. However, you shall have the same rule for the sojourner and for the native, and for I am the Lord your God. Moses spoke to the people of Israel when they brought out of the camp the one who had cast and stoned him with stones. Thus the people did as the Lord commanded Moses. Proverbs 22. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, and favor better than silver or gold. The rich and the poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. The prudent sees danger and hides himself. Like the simple go on and suffer. The reward for humility and fear for the Lord is riches and honor and life. The ones that snares are in the way of the crooked, and whoever guards his soul will keep far from him. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is the slave of the lender. Whoever sows injustice will reap calamity. And the rod of his fury will fail. Whoever has a bountiful eye will be blessed, for he shares his bread with the poor. Drive out a scoffer, and strife will go, and quarreling and abuse will cease. He who loves purity of heart, and whose speech is gracious, will have the king as his friend. The eyes of the Lord keep watch over knowledge, but he overthrows the word of a traitor. The sluggard says, "There's a lion outside, I shall be killed in the streets." And the mouth of forbidden woman is a deep pit. He with whom the Lord is angry will fall into it. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline drives it far from him. Whoever oppresses the poor to increase in wealth, nor gives to the rich, will only come to poverty. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my knowledge. For it will be pleasant if you keep them within you. If all of them are ready on your lips, and that your trust may be in the Lord. They have made them known to you today, even to you. Have I not written for you 30 sayings of counsel and knowledge, to make you know what is right and true? You may give a true answer to those who sent you. Do not rob the poor because he is poor, or crush the afflicted at the gate. For the Lord will plead his cause, plead their cause, and rob of life those who rob them. Make no friendship with a man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. No, ye not one of those who gives pledges, who put up security for debts. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should your bed be taken from under you? Do not move the ancient landmark that your fathers have set. You see a man skillful in his work. He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Psalm 89. I will sing of the steadfast love of the Lord forever. With my mouth I will make known your faithfulness to all generations. For I said, steadfast love will be built forever. In the heavens you will establish your faithfulness. And you have said, I have made my covenant with the chosen, with my chosen one. I have sworn to David my son, I will establish your offspring forever and build your throne for all generations. Let the heavens praise your wonders, O Lord, your faithfulness and security in the assembly of the Holy One. Who in the skies can be compared to the Lord? Who among the heavenly beings is like the Lord? And God greatly to be feared is in the council of the Holy One, and awesome above all who are around him. O Lord God of hosts, who is mighty as you are, Lord, with your faithfulness all around you. You rule the raging of the sea. When its waves rise, you still them. You crush Rahab like a carcass. You scattered your enemies with your mighty arm. The heavens are yours. The earth also is yours. The world and all that is in it. You have founded them. The north and the south you have created them. Table and Hermon joyously praise your name. You have a mighty arm. Strong is your hand. Right high your right hand. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Steadfast love and faithfulness go before you. Blessed are the people who know the festival shout, who walk, O Lord, in the light of your face, who exalt in the name all the day, and in your righteousness are exalted. For you are the glory of their strength. By your favor our horn is exalted. For our shield belongs to the Lord, and our King to the Holy One of Israel. Of old you spoke in a vision to your godly one, and say, I have granted help to one who is mighty, and you exalted one chosen from the people. And I have found David my servant. With my holy oil I have anointed him, so that my hand shall be established with him. My arm shall strengthen them. The enemy shall not outwit him. The wicked shall not humble him. I'll crush his foes before him, and strike down those who hate him. My faithfulness and my steadfast love shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn be exalted. I'll set his hand on the sea, and his right hand on the river. He shall cry to me, You are my Father, my God, and the rock of my salvation. I will make him the firstborn, and the highest of the kings of the earth. My steadfast love I'll keep for him forever, and my covenant will stand firm. I will establish his offspring forever, and his throne shall as the days of the heavens. If his children forsake the law and do not walk according to my rules, if they violate my statutes and do not keep my commandments, then I will punish their transgression with the rod, and their iniquity with stripes. I will not remove from him my steadfast love, or be false to my faithfulness. I will not violate my covenant, or alter the words that went forth from my lips. For once for all I have sworn by my holiness. I will not lie to David, his offspring shall endure forever. His throne as long as the sun before me, like the moon, it shall be established forever. And I have faithful witness in the skies, that now you have cast off and rejected. You are full of wrath against your anointed. You have renounced the covenant with your servant. You have defiled his crown in the dust. You have breached all his walls. You have laid his strongholds in ruins. And when we pass by plunder, he has become the scorn of his neighbors. You have exalted the right hand of his foes. You have made all his enemies rejoice. You also have turned back the edge of his sword, and you have not made him stand in battle. You have made his splendor to cease, and have cast his throne to the ground. You have cut short the days of his youth, and have covered him with shame. How long, O Lord, will you hide yourself forever? How long will your wrath burn like fire? Remember how short my time is. For what vanity have you created? You have created all the children of men. For what man can live and never see death? Who can deliver his soul from the power of Sheol? My Lord, where is your steadfast love of old, which by your faithfulness you swore to David? Remember, O Lord, how your servants are mocked, and how I bear in my heart the insults of all the many nations, and with which your enemies mock, O Lord, with which they mock the footsteps of your anointed. Blessed be the Lord forever. Amen and amen. Now the stone that should now do the Lord's Prayer. These very hands, our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.